Imagine a time over 1,000 years ago, long before the modern borders we know today. In the heart of Eastern Europe, a powerful state called Kyivan Rus was growing. This was the birthplace of modern Ukraine, a land of vast forests, wide rivers, and bustling trade routes. It was here, around the end of the 10th century, that a remarkable object was created, the Zlatnik. The Zlatnik was the very first gold coin made on the lands that are now Ukraine. It was not just money, it was a powerful statement. It told the world that Kyivan Rus was a strong, independent and important kingdom in Europe. Before the Zlatnik, people in Kyivan Rus used different forms of money. They traded with foreign coins, especially Byzantine and Arab silver and gold coins. They also used silver bars called hryvnias, or even furs, as a way to buy and sell goods. But, having your own coin was a sign of great power and sovereignty. It showed that the ruler was not just a local leader, but a true monarch, equal to the great emperors of other lands. The creation of the Zlatnik marked a huge step forward for Kyivan Rus, signaling its arrival on the international stage as a major political and economic force. The story of the Zlatnik is deeply connected to one of the most important leaders in Ukrainian history, Prince Volodymyr the Great. He ruled Kyivan Rus from about 980 to 1015. Volodymyr was a visionary leader who wanted to unite his people and modernize his state. He understood that to be seen as a great European ruler, he needed to adopt the customs of other powerful kingdoms. This included having a state religion and a national currency. The Zlatnik was a key part of his grand plan to build a strong and respected nation. So, the Zlatnik was born from a desire for identity and recognition. It was a physical piece of a much larger story about the formation of a state. This small gold coin carried a heavy weight of ambition. It was designed to travel far and wide along the trade routes, carrying the message of a new, powerful Christian kingdom in the East. It was a bold declaration to the world that Kyivan Rus had its own ruler, its own faith, and its own place in history. Its creation was a pivotal moment, laying the foundation for Ukraine's long and complex story. The Zlatnik was not created in a vacuum. Its appearance was directly linked to a massive change that swept across Kyivan Rus. In the year 988, Prince Volodymyr made a monumental decision. He adopted Christianity as the official religion of his state. This event, known as the Christianization of Kyivan Rus, was a turning point. It connected Kyivan Rus culturally and politically with the powerful Byzantine Empire, the center of Orthodox Christianity. Adopting this new faith was a strategic move that brought new laws, new art, and new ideas into the land. The decision to mint the Zlatnik followed this great religious shift. Prince Volodymyr wanted to show his new status as a Christian ruler. The most powerful Christian ruler at the time was the Byzantine emperor, who issued his own gold coins, called solidi. By creating the Zlatnik, Volodymyr was essentially saying that he was an equal to the Byzantine emperor. The coin was a tool of political propaganda. It was designed to look similar to the Byzantine solidus, which was the international currency of the day. This was a clever way to make his coin and his authority instantly recognizable and respected. The Zlatnik was minted in Kiev, the magnificent capital of Kyivan Rus. The exact date is believed to be shortly after 988. The purpose was not just for everyday trade among common people. Gold coins were too valuable for that. Instead, the Zlatnik was used for major state transactions. It was used to pay soldiers and high-ranking officials to conduct international trade with other kingdoms and as a diplomatic gift to foreign leaders. It was a symbol of the prince's wealth and power, a royal currency for royal purposes. The craftsmen who made these coins were likely skilled artisans, perhaps even brought in from the Byzantine Empire to teach the local masters. They used gold of high purity, weighing around 4.2 grams, which was the standard set by the Byzantine solidus. The process involved carving a design into a die, placing a blank gold disc between two dies, and striking it with a hammer. This technique created a coin that was not perfectly round, but each one was a small work of art. The issuance of the Zlatnik was a declaration of Kyivan Rus's economic independence and its new Christian identity. The design of the Zlatnik is incredibly rich with meaning. It tells a story about power, faith, and identity. On the front, or obverse, of the coin, there is a portrait of Prince Volodymyr the Great. He is shown seated on a throne, wearing royal garments and a crown, holding a scepter with a cross. This image was a clear message to anyone who saw the coin. Volodymyr is the rightful and powerful ruler of this land. The inscription around him, written in Cyrillic letters, says, Volodymyr, on the throne. This was the first time a ruler from this region had put his own image on a coin. The back, or reverse, of the coin is just as significant. It features a depiction of Jesus Christ, shown with a halo and holding the gospel. The inscription here reads, Jesus Christ. Placing the image of Christ on the coin firmly connected Volodymyr's rule to the new Christian faith. It showed that his power was not just from military might, but was also blessed by God. This combination of the ruler's portrait on one side and a religious figure on the other was a classic feature of Byzantine coins, and Volodymyr adopted it to reinforce his new Christian kingship. Perhaps the most important symbol on the coin is found next to Prince Volodymyr. It is a small, stylized symbol known as the trizub, or trident. This was Volodymyr's personal sigil, his family crest. Over the centuries, this very symbol has evolved to become the national coat of arms of modern Ukraine. Its appearance on the Zlatnik over 1,000 years ago is the earliest known use of the trizub as a state symbol. It represents a direct and unbroken link between the medieval state of Kyivan Rus and the independent Ukraine of today. The physical characteristics of the Zlatnik were also important. It had a diameter of about 20 to 24 millimeters and weighed around 4.2 grams, closely matching the Byzantine solidus. The gold was of a very high purity, which made it valuable and trusted in international markets. Every element of the Zlatnik, from its weight and purity to the powerful symbols on its surface, was carefully chosen. It was a masterpiece of political and religious messaging, a tiny gold disc that broadcasted the story of a rising European power. In its own time, the Zlatnik had immense value. A single gold coin was a fortune, far more than an ordinary person would handle. Its primary use was in the highest circles of society. Think of it as the currency of kings and diplomats. When Kyivan Rus needed to trade for luxury goods from Constantinople or the Middle East, Zlatniks would have been used. When Prince Volodymyr wanted to reward his most loyal generals or secure an alliance with a neighboring tribe, these shiny gold coins would have been a powerful tool of persuasion. They were a symbol of the state's treasury and economic strength. Despite its importance, the Zlatnik is incredibly rare today. This is a great historical mystery. Production of the coin seems to have stopped after Volodymyr's reign. His successors minted silver coins, known as Zlatniks, but the minting of gold coins ceased for a very long time. Historians believe that only a small number of Zlatniks were ever made. Over the centuries, many were likely melted down for their gold, lost in conflicts, or buried in hoards that have never been found. The passage of 1,000 years has made this first Ukrainian gold coin an almost mythical object. As of today, only about 11 genuine Zlatniks are known to exist in the entire world. This extreme rarity makes them one of the most sought-after treasures in numismatics, the study of coins. These few surviving examples are preserved in major museums, mostly in Ukraine and Russia. For instance, the National Museum of the History of Ukraine in Kyiv proudly holds several of these precious coins. Each one is a priceless artifact, a direct physical link to the dawn of Ukrainian statehood. They are not just collectibles, they are national treasures. Because they are so rare and historically important, it is almost impossible to put a price on a Zlatnik. They very rarely, if ever, appear on the open collector's market. If one were to be sold at auction, it would undoubtedly fetch millions of dollars. The value is determined by its incredible rarity, its connection to Volodymyr the Great, and its status as the first gold coin of Ukraine. For collectors and historians, owning a Zlatnik would be like owning a piece of the crown jewels. It is a foundational artifact of a nation's history. The importance of the Zlatnik goes far beyond its monetary value. It is a cornerstone of Ukrainian national identity. The coin is proof of a long history of statehood, sovereignty, and European connections that existed more than 1,000 years ago. In times when Ukrainian independence has been challenged, the Zlatnik serves as a powerful reminder of this ancient heritage. The symbols on the coin, especially the trizub, connect the modern nation directly to the powerful medieval state of Kyivan Rus. demonstrating a continuous historical and cultural lineage. When you compare the ancient Zlatnik to modern Ukrainian gold coins, you see both similarities and differences. Today, the National Bank of Ukraine issues commemorative gold coins. These modern coins are made for collectors and investors, not for daily circulation. They celebrate important historical events, famous figures, and cultural achievements. Like the Zlatnik, they are symbols of national pride. However, the Zlatnik was also a political tool of its time, designed to establish a ruler's authority on the world stage. Modern coins celebrate history, while the Zlatnik was made to create it. The Zlatnik's role in numismatics is legendary. It is a holy grail for collectors of Eastern European coins. Its story, from its creation as a bold political statement to its survival as an extreme rarity, is fascinating. It represents the very beginning of a national currency tradition in Ukraine. Studying the Zlatnik gives us incredible insights into the economy, politics, religion, and art of Kyivan Rus. It is not just a coin, it is a historical document, stamped in gold, providing clues about a civilization that laid the groundwork for modern Ukraine. In conclusion, the Zlatnik is much more than an old piece of gold. It is the birth certificate of Ukrainian currency, and a powerful symbol of the nation's long and proud history. From its creation by Volodymyr the Great to its status as a priceless treasure today, the coin tells an epic story of faith, power, and identity. It is a testament to the ambitions of a great leader and the establishment of a powerful state in medieval Europe. The Zlatnik's legacy endures, forever embedded in the coat of arms and the collective memory of the Ukrainian people, a golden thread connecting the past to the present.